Very excited to be joined now with Virden Oil Capitals forward committed to Bemidji, Bryce Bryant. Bryce, thanks for doing this today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
All right, Bryce, just take us through the process of committing to Bemidji.
So basically, I started talking to them at the start of the season here, and just kind of went through the process and went and got a tour of the school and decided it'd be a good place to go and pursue hockey in the future.
So once you make that commitment, just take us through your family's reaction and how proud they were of you to have that kind of in your back pocket.
Yeah, they were a big support through the whole process of making the decision and throughout all the years. It's the best thing that could have happened for me. Like that's the goal I wanted when I started playing hockey however long ago, and then to have that happen and have them be a part of it is huge.
Bryce, you're still relatively young. You're just a rookie in the MJHL. Why decide so quickly that Bemidji was the right fit for you?
I always go by I always think your first decision is always your best decision and not waiting too long. Like there's gonna be other chances obviously, but like taking that first offer and like making best use of it this year and having something to shoot for now is probably what I would go for.
How much did you value that Bemidji wanted you even at this age, and they wanted you so badly they got it done quickly?
Yeah, no, that was huge. I wanted to make sure that like I showed my commitment to them and had their commitment to me, and that was a big part of it.
They got such a storied organization. Have you been able to do a little homework on the hockey program and the classroom side of things?
Yeah, we looked a lot into it and we talked to some people that have been through the program, like Zach Whitecloud. Had a good conversation with him. He ran me through everything that what the traditional day looks like, and that helped make my decision easy.
How much does a Zach Whitecloud kind of inspire you to not only play, Division One, but continuing to follow the dream and kind of like he did, maybe eventually be a Stanley Cup champion?
Yeah, watching him go through the process in Virden when I used to watch him back when I was a little kid, and then showing how he grew up and just worked so hard in the MJHL and then pursued and got even better there. It just shows how a career path can happen like that, and that's something I want to do.
So how much does the educational side go into a decision like this, Bryce, or was it all hockey?
Education is definitely a big part of it. We always like my family aims for education, but I think having that option to do both is like a big part of it for me. Like being able to have your schooling done in the morning and then continue hockey in the afternoons is always like a good routine for me, and that's what I like. So that's a big part.
So you and the Oil Capitals now, you can really continue on in the way that you guys have been playing very well, of course. Is it a weight off the shoulders a little bit to have this decision done, or is it motivation because nothing's really guaranteed even if you commit? Just take us through your thought process now.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of weight off the shoulders, but now there's still that push obviously, and there's definitely motivation there that needs to happen all year round and get you like got to keep scoring obviously and doing everything right to be able to continue to go there.
So I know throughout a junior A season, you're kind of keeping track of some guys. You're seeing maybe potential players that might be coming to Virden. Are you keeping an eye on who Bemidji's committing now? I just had a conversation with Raiden Legal, who announced he's going to be heading to Bemidji. Do you keep an eye on that sort of thing?
Yeah, I did. I talked to him a little bit about that. He kind of told me what was going on, and I know I'm okay. So yeah, we had a good conversation there, and kind of kind of keeps your eyes open to see who's going there, who and watching all this stuff is pretty cool.
Bryce, what can you say about the Oil Capitals organization? You mentioned how you grew up watching them and how much pride you take on wearing their logo on your sweater. Just what can you say about the organization and how they've helped you get to this level?
Yeah, they're a huge part. Like Tyson Ramsey as a coach. He helped me through the process as well. I've known him for a long time now, and he's been a huge part. And the organization's been it hasn't been around for that long, and they've done so well that it's a great place to go play.
What can you say about not only your support system with your parents, but those who were around you, and who was the first phone call maybe you made after you committed to Bemidji?
The first phone call I made probably would have been talking to my coach. That would have been probably the first phone call. But yeah, no, it was good. Everything turned out so well.
talking to one of your teammates, Luke McKenzie, a little while ago, he talked about how close the locker room is, and he was a little sheepish to admit that he committed there in the opening night of the season. But what was your teammates' reaction when you made the announcement you committed to Bemidji?
Yeah, they gave a good reaction. They're pretty happy for me. So they kind of saw it coming there. I was talking to some guys after games and stuff, and they kept asking about it before it happened, and so they were a big part of it too. They're pretty supportive and happy.
So I know you've talked to a few people, like you said, who've been at Division 1 level before. How do you want to see your game grow over this year specifically to be ready for that next step whenever it may come?
Yeah, I want to keep growing and getting better and making sure I'm doing everything I can this year to pursuing the next year and even be a better player next year, and then take that next jump is obviously it's a big step. So just want to get better this year and then hopefully be ready in the next 2 years.
Bryce, for players in the Manitoba Junior Hockey League, what does it mean that the league would put on a showcase like they did last month in Winnipeg and also work with the SJHL to have an MJHL showcase where both leagues can showcase their talent? What does it mean to guys like yourself and your teammates to have that opportunity?
Yeah, I think it's great because then like you can get guys from all over Western Canada to come and look at you and watch you play, and it's easy for scouts to come up from the states, and obviously Division 1 teams can come and watch, and they can get a better view on what type of player you are and watch you over the weekend, and it just gives a good representation of your team and everything.
Bryce, you're obviously a very talented hockey player growing up in that area. You knew the Virden Oil Capitals, but what does it mean to have Division 1 schools paying close attention to the MJHL and being another example of playing in this league and being able to go to that next level?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a big part of it. Like having those teams being able to watch you play, and obviously being so close to some Division 1 teams down south in Minnesota and North Dakota, it's a good representation for the league, and it's a good place for players to play because they can go anywhere and just keep developing throughout the 4 years or however long they play.
Have you already started prepping for the educational side of things when it comes to, back to doing homework or maybe classes that you want to take for whatever career outside of hockey you maybe want to chase after?
Yeah, I've definitely been doing more homework on that and getting all the courses I need to be able to go down there, and obviously start looking at some courses that I like to take to be able to play there. And then, yeah, but most right now, I'm just doing everything I can to make sure I can get down there well.
So most of that, obviously, the thoughts are into the future. The present, though, is you got a Virden Oil Capitals club that's primed to have a really good season and do some damage in the playoffs. How much of the focus now kind of goes back onto that, and how much do you want to just kind of work hard to be the best possible team you can be?
Yeah, I think we got to make sure we keep going. We've had a decent record so far, but we got to just make sure we don't let off. And obviously, a couple injuries, but we should be able to keep going. Those guys will be back soon. And then, yeah, I think we're just striving for playoffs, and hopefully we can keep going from there.
Bryce, we'll wrap up with this. You talked about being a local kid. You have many local kids on the Virden Oil Capitals who grew up watching that team. What does it mean to be someone who young kids are looking up to, and one day they want to be just like Bryce Bryant committing to Bemidji? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I was once a kid like that, watching the Oil Caps and wanting to play there. So it's pretty cool to have these kids, watching and wanting to be an Oil Cap as well. It just brings back all the memories that I had, and I want them to be able to one day hold the memories as well.
Bryce, like Luke and many of your teammates, you have a whole community standing behind you and cheering you on, not only now, but in the future as well. Congratulations to you and your family on this commitment, and want to wish you the best of luck the rest of the way.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate the call.